In the southernmost province of Austria, hidden in a valley, is the village of Gurk that boasts one of the most important Romanesque buildings in Europe. When Wilhelm The Second died, he left his wife Countess Hemma Of Friesach many fiefdoms, making her one of the richest women of her time. She had a church and women's monastery built in Gurk, on a site that in pre-Christian times contained a temple. A vestibule opens in a wide arc at the entrance to the cathedral. The columns and arches are artistically stylized and support a bow of painted medallions. The side walls are decorated with magnificent wall paintings that date from 1340, with an extensive juxtaposition of scenes from both the Old and New Testaments. These Gothic frescoes tell the story of the Bible in a lively visual language, each one in the style of the Middle Ages, in order to vividly illustrate the contents. The sacred building overwhelms with its many altars in a characteristic black and gold setting. The church, which Hemma had built, was granted parochial rights in 1043, and after her death the construction of a cathedral church was begun at the same place in around 1140. Its construction was completed in around 1200 AD. The result was a cathedral with a monumental interior, where 12 unadorned pillars support a Gothic ribbed vault. A Renaissance fresco cycle decorates the walls of the side aisles. And the pulpit by Jörg Raphael Donner was designed as a place of effective proclamation. John preaches in the desert, Moses receives the law tablets, and the fall of Paul. The side altars are dramatically staged in early Baroque, with altarpieces, statues of saints, and a sacred sphere. During Lent, a unique work of art surprises visitors to the cathedral. The most precious fasting cloth in the world covers the golden high altar of Gurk Cathedral. Beauty, size and age enchant with a biblical flood of images. Covering 89 square meters, there are 108 themes in 99 illustrated sections. The high altar fascinates the viewer with its 15 meters of height and 7.5 meters width. A masterpiece by Michael Hörnel from Saxony. In front of the high altar, both sides are occupied by choir stalls, which were reserved exclusively for the canons. The oratorio also shines out in black and gold. The golden high altar dates from the Baroque period. It was built in around 1630, and 25 years later it was completely set in gold. But back to the history of the cathedral. Bishop Roman I began building Gurk Cathedral in around 1140. By 1174, the lower church, the crypt, had been completed, in which the bones of Hemma, which had not even been beatified at that time, were buried. Around 1200 AD, the high altar was consecrated, and in 1260 there was a devastating fire in the cathedral. A crypt below the altar housed the tombs of saints and the relics of martyrs according to early Christian custom. Here in Gurk, the greatest crypt in the German-speaking world contains the mausoleum of the already sainted Hemma, patron saint of Carinthia. The Hemma tomb was restaged by Probst Kochler in 1720, including the figures above the altar table. A magnificent ensemble by Antonio Corradini. A scene of Hemma's death worked in white marble. The most magnificent side altar of the crypt is the altar of Mary in the northern side corridor. The reason for the construction of this monumental crypt was meant to represent an important centre of pilgrimage. Also the efforts in order to achieve the expected canonization of Countess Hemma. Only after 1626 did the need for Baroque renewal arise. Thus, both emotion and theatricality came to the fore. It was not until 1850 that numerous old paintings were rediscovered. Gurk Cathedral was visited by the Pope in 1988.